Hey guys, I'm Anna.
And I'm Brian.
And we are Those Annoying Vegans.
And we are back at the table for yet another mukbang.
Guys, you ask us all the time, where are your whole foods, plant-based recipes? Our vegetable medley on our channel is our least viewed video.
Yeah.
We've made other really healthy things too. We're here to offer several options for all kinds of tastes. Very important, we did not use oil today. In our video, we did use a bunch of oil. Don't recommend it. We're learning new things all the time.
We sauteed these in vegetable stock. And if you would like to know how to make your own vegetable stock, there's this really cool channel on YouTube that shows you how to do that. It's a giant bowl of nutrition.
So today we wanted to make the discussion about a previous video that you guys might have watched a couple weeks ago, what we feed our cats.
You guys left a ton of comments on that video, and we really appreciate that. Some of them were in support of a raw meat diet for cats. Others were not in support of a raw meat diet for cats, to be consistent in veganism. And so we wanted to address some of those comments because you guys actually brought up some really good points. And we wanted to sit here and eat some plant foods and talk about it.
The reason we're showing these comments is because they made us think outside the box. It's good to always be open to further discussion. So let's discuss. I realize that cats are obligate carnivores, but I still think this is kind of hypocritical. How can you preach to everybody that they must cease to eat meat for the animals and the planet while you're allowed to have carnivore pets and somehow you're an exception to the rule? Good points. This person acknowledges that cats are obligate carnivores, yet they believe that we as vegans are being hypocritical by feeding these obligate carnivores meat.
Yeah, it's a little logically inconsistent. What should we be feeding them? Plants, if they're obligate carnivores?
And yes, we preach or
As you put it.
encourage our viewers, our friends, our families to eat plant foods because we are herbivores. Not them.
Hypocritical would be if both parties were capable of eating plant foods only. And you let one species eat meat, but you don't let the other species eat meat. Obviously, we wouldn't advocate for humans to eat meat. Not only is it unhealthy for humans because we're herbivores, it's morally abhorrent because we do it in a factory farming way. 99% of all meat is factory farmed.
These are bred animals. They wouldn't exist in these quantities if it weren't for us humans. Their diets should be included in your environmental footprint. Carnivores living in the wild cannot exploit the earth. Their quantities will regulate naturally. If we continue to exploit the animals and the earth so we can feed our bred pets, what are we really achieving?
There are a lot of domesticated animals that wouldn't be here if it weren't for us.
But they are.
But they are. We have no control over the past. We do have control over the present. And so we do the best we can insofar as is possible and practicable as per the definition of veganism.
And as far as carnivores living in the wild not being able to exploit the earth, if we're talking specifically about cats, domesticated cats, this study says we estimate that free-ranging domestic cats kill 1.3 to 4 billion birds and 6.3 to 22.3 billion mammals annually. And as you guys know, cats have the tendency of sometimes killing animals and not doing anything with them. They just kind of kill for fun.
Furthermore, as far as these animals being bred pets, that phrase came up twice in this comment. We actually don't support pet breeders. No need to breed your favorite color of cat or your favorite shape of dog. We always support rescuing an animal because there's plenty of animals that already need rescuing. That's our responsibility as pet parents to give them the best possible life. Species-specific diet is not a valid justification for humans to needlessly harm other innocent animals. We don't need to harm animals for our health, survival, sustenance, nor self-defense. Therefore, it's unethical and unnecessary for us to harm other animals. This is the exact problem of ethical hypocrisy of having carnivorous, omnivorous companion animals raised and cared for, non-vegan, especially among people who call themselves vegans. If you feed your carnivorous, omnivorous companion animals non-vegan food and or raise your carnivorous, omnivorous companion animals non-vegan, you are not vegan by definition. Cats can live vegan, a strange statement considering our video where we showed multiple sources and multiple reasons for why cats are not vegan and they must eat meat, being obligate carnivores and all. And if they don't want to, for their own health, they can live omnivorous if they wish, as they need to harm animals to be healthy. You have no business harming innocent animals. So the cats can kill, which would make total sense if the cats were living in a place that was populated with prey for them to kill. This person then goes on to list a bunch of vegan cat foods, some of which
we cited in our video. We cited from a study. These websites are the website for the brand of vegan cat food marketing, right?
Vegan cat food is sold to vegan humans, not to cats, because they know that vegan humans have this emotional drive to make their cats live as herbivores. So they're going to tell you that, oh yeah, totally, the vegan cat food is totally fine. This person goes on to say, if you wish to not have your carnivorous, omnivorous companion animal live vegan for themselves, then you have to allow them to do the necessary harm among other innocent animals and other humans, principally by themselves for their own health, without your participation. Then you can call yourself vegan as well, as the cat, dog, if he, she wish, as their violence is necessary. For instance, you allow your dog, cat into sewers to kill rats for their food while you are not participating, makes both you and the cat actually vegan by definition. We're going to take our geriatric 17-year-old cat,
blind,
and we're going to just put her into a Los Angeles sewer and see what she comes out with.
See how her kidneys fare with all that clean water and human feces. They are hypocrites because they are not living by the principles of veganism by definition, as they don't need to have cats or have to feed their cats their natural non-vegan diet, as they can feed them an adequate vegan diet. The entire video was about proving how vegan diets are not adequate for cats.
And by definition...
Whose definition?
Because the Vegan Society's definition we're in total alignment with. Insofar as is possible and practicable. So if it's possible for you not to eat meat, and you can practice it.
It seems to me that people are placing value on certain animals over others, i.e. prey animals over predators.
Well, because predators are mean.
We as vegans still fight to protect wildlife. Dolphins, obligate carnivores. Whales, obligate carnivores. Polar bears, penguins.
Tigers.
Snakes.
A lot of birds. Owls, hawks, the
Eagles,
American bald eagle.
Crocodiles.
Sharks.
Every single animal out there deserves an equal place on this planet, whether they are a carnivore or a herbivore. Take sea shepherd, for example. Sea shepherd is out there not only protecting obligate carnivores in the wild, but also spreading the word about veganism. If I were to volunteer for sea shepherd, I can't call myself vegan.
The through line seems to be it's okay for animals to kill other animals in nature. If there's an animal in your house, then you can't call yourself vegan if that animal is an obligate carnivore. What do we do with all those cats?
Spay and neuter, adopt, don't shop, don't support breeding. These are feasible, realistic options. How many people do you think we can encourage and motivate and inspire to make kind choices in their own lifestyles if right off the bat we tell them, well, you have a cat, then you're not really vegan, sorry. You can never quite measure up. You can never quite be good enough.
You don't get to wear the V patch.
When I adopted Sweetie and Frisky, I was not vegan. Did not know what veganism was. Adopted Gracie, I was a vegetarian then. And I remember we adopted Arya and Emmy in June, and we had just started our channel in April. How many new vegans out there immediately went, oh, palm oil, oh yeah, honey, cats. We don't have plans to adopt another cat in the future, but they are here now. Okay, so what are our choices? Our feasible, practicable, healthy choices for them.
Oh man, I'm financially strapped because I took out all this money in student loans, and someone could go, well, you didn't have to take out student loans. But I did, and the loans are here now. You definitely should feed them raw. That I agree with. However, everything I hear you two say is don't support the killing of animals for food. Yet, you both are supporting the killing of innocent animals to feed your cats. That seems hypocritical to me. Your message for not paying for others to kill animals holds no water when you are okay paying others to kill animals for your cat's food. Don't those animals also want to live their lives? You two seem really nice and kind, however. It's just my observation.
We understand that this is a conflict, and we're not saying it's easy peasy for us.
Again, the word hypocritical does not make sense here. Humans aren't allowed to eat meat, but your cats are allowed to eat meat. That's like saying the baby cow is allowed to drink milk, but humans aren't allowed to drink milk. Seems pretty hypocritical. We're different. We're different than cats. We're also different than cows. Veganism is a human concept. I would say if you talk to any vegan, their primary concern is getting human beings to stop eating animals and animal products. For the whole, is it vegan to have a pet carnivore then? I would say no. You chose to have a carnivorous housemate while you could have chosen for any other housemate. But I love meat sounds similar to but I love cats. I wouldn't tell anyone to just leave all the cats in animal shelters to rot and die, but would encourage vegans to heavily consider keeping herbivorous pets so you don't have to go through the anguish of having to kill because you wanted a carnivorous housemate. What do you say to someone who has cats and then decides to go vegan? You're not who you were, you're who you are. Until we invent that time machine, we can't go back and change things. You can't just sit here and wish things were different than they are.
I understand. Like, it often feels very comfortable to kind of sit back and argue for principles and the definition of veganism and semantics. Sure, do we wish no innocent animals had to die? Yes. But is it the world we live in? So how do we move forward from that? How do we go from point A to point B without getting stuck at point A and just wishing and wishing and wishing? We can't wish ourselves out of a hole. We have to climb out of the hole.
Saying like, I just wish vegans didn't own cats. All right, well, many do. So what do we do from here? I just feel like, there could be a better way. Got it? Totally 100%. Doesn't do anything to help us here. You don't have to let anything from your past color who you are now, learn from it, let it color your future decision making, but you don't have to be constantly dragging this thing behind you. On the food aspect, I would still say that if you don't have access to ethically sourced raw meat pet food, and you're already feeding your pet meat kibble, you might as well put them on a vegan pet food diet if their health is expected to be about the same, counting out potential toxins since the meat in pet food is often slaughterhouse leftovers.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because
that's a good point.
Commercial pet food is bad for cats, and vegan pet food is bad for cats.
If we're going to choose between two evils, yeah, sure, I suppose choose the one that's less harmful.
This is not what's up. We are not obligate pet owners, particularly concerning carnivorous cats, dogs. Why rob Peter to pay Paul? Why, as an ethical vegan, pay to have another innocent animal slaughtered for the well-being of your companion animal and, by extension, your own well-being? These are still all your own consumer choices, unless you strictly let your cats chase rodents and small birds all day. I know pet ownership is a controversial subject for vegans. I'm grumpy and tend to question the whole idea of turning any animals into household furniture in the first place. And we can all agree on the evil of pet mills. But if you are still going to own an animal, and it's an obligate carnivore, I think you have to find them a fully plant-based dietary modification to remain morally consistent, fully knowing this is not scientifically ideal. So right there, you're knowingly harming your pet.
Yeah, malnourishment is also a form of abuse. Nature, if you haven't noticed, has taken care of a lot of the stuff for us. And we've often rejected it. We've often tried to manipulate it. That I'm not cool with. It's what got us into this mess in the first place. If we know that this diet is likely to harm their health,
how is that vegan to feed them that diet?
Wouldn't I then be doing something immoral?
Be consistent, vegans. Vegans don't kill one animal that wants to live to feed another. Vegans should probably not be keeping pets, particularly ones that present the quandary of having to pay to kill animals all over again.
He doesn't seem to like the idea of having pets at all in the first place.
We're working big to small. We're tackling the biggest problems first, and then we'll get to the smaller problems. That's what Gary Yourofsky always used to say about he's tired of people worrying about 2% of the problem. I mean, 98% of the problem is animal agriculture.
And humans.
Big fan from Sweden here. Awesome video as always, but there was one point you did not address. I understand the logic of not applying our morals to cats, but what gives you the right to kill another individual animal with the will to live to feed another animal, your cats? What is the justification to kill other animals so that your favorite animals can live? Feels like you are taking a God position, roughly put, and decides who shall live depending if you like them or not. It feels wrong to arbitrarily kill an animal who did not deserve it to feed your cats. I would argue that it's not arbitrary. It's to feed the cat.
Yeah. And
arbitrary would be just killing animals. There's
to
a
eat
reason.
them ourselves. Yeah.
Yes, that would be arbitrary if we wanted to eat the animal. but the cat needs the animal
to survive, to live a healthy life. I don't like the word favorite. I love all animals. They just happen to be under my care. And then yes, I do very much care about them and I want them to be healthy. So we're not favoring one species over another. We are favoring nature.
When you watch a lion take down a gazelle on National Geographic or something, the lion pounces at the gazelle and the gazelle runs and you're like, oh, I hope the gazelle gets away. You know, I feel bad for the gazelle, and the gazelle's booking. And then the gazelle like finally gets out of the grip and then the gazelle escapes and you're like, yay!
But then you find out the lion had baby cubs that she was trying to feed that hadn't eaten for days and you're like, oh, that's our human hearts. We don't like to see any animal suffer, hence the conflict. When people say it's unnatural for cats to be vegan, I say, well, domestication is unnatural. Most cats rely on synthetic taurine anyway because heat processing denatures the taurine in commercial pet food, so they supplement it with synthetic taurine. Most cats rely on synthetic taurine. Vegan pet food is just a different protein source that uses the same synthetic taurine, and the cat will be fine and dandy. If you look at the research, that doesn't look fine and dandy to me. Again, guys, we put these sources in the description for you. Read through the research. It's not like we're just... What makes a cat healthy is not limited to taurine. Taurine is just one of the very essential nutrients that they need. And again, we talked about protein sources. Protein sources are very important. Our protein source should be plants. Their protein source should be meat. They're very different. Ain't no need to fund animal agriculture for a domesticated animal that is essentially man-made. Cats being a house pet is unnatural in itself.
We domesticated them and we can just feed them however we want. That sounds a lot to me like when a meat eater says, well, cows don't exist in nature, we made them. So we can treat them however we want because they wouldn't even be here if it weren't for us in the first place. Domesticated though, I guess, it doesn't really hold up. Those annoying vegans, how about not owning animals that need meat and can take care of themselves perfectly fine? So, okay, how about not having cats? Not a solution.
We have cats.
We have cats. That's reality. And as far as cats being able to take care of themselves perfectly fine, so I guess this person's solution would be to let all cats go free. We can talk about that as a possibility. What would happen?
Well, again, let's revert once more to this study.
And I'm sure plenty of cats, some would die of starvation, some would probably get hunted down by a coyote or
Hit by
a
a
wolf.
car.
Yeah. Either way you put it, there's no ethical sourcing. And if everyone ethically sourced, those companies would turn into factory farms to handle the demand.
If a company were to just turn into a factory farm, well, we'd stop buying that meat.
I don't know. It's kind of like playing a what-if game. How are we going to feed these carnivores? I think that's a better problem to have than our current problem that we have. There's 95 million cats in the United States, but there's 320 million human beings. So if we reduced animal consumption down to only domestic cats, that would be an immense reduction in animal consumption.
Someone mentioned too that this would be a great way to make use of the super meat movement.
Yes.
Feeding our cats.
Lab-grown meat could work.
Not for us, but for cats. Wouldn't putting the cats down be the most ethical thing to do? You're feeding your 2 cats for their entire lifetimes the body parts of several animals that were tortured and slaughtered. I don't know why you would think euthanasia is ridiculous. This all just sounded very, but I love cats though, as opposed to explaining why what you're doing is more ethical than putting them down. Maybe I'm missing something though. I might posit that this person has never had an animal that they loved. Wouldn't putting the cats down be the most ethical thing to do? Do you mean all cats? Cats all over the world? Our cats? Just us vegans?
Just vegan
Just
cats?
meat eaters can have cats? Like,
Right.
I don't, it's such a loaded question.
Euthanasia is killing an animal intentionally. Just by being a human being, even if you're vegan, it's going to result in numerous insect deaths, rodent deaths. There's all sorts of animal death that might happen just by you being alive. So wouldn't the most logical thing be to kill your own children?
I guess he's going for the Mills theory of the greater good.
That's a good thought experiment, like the old train tracks thing. If a train is headed towards 5 people and the train is going to hit 5 people, and you have the opportunity to flip the switch and make the train switch over to a track that has 1 person, would you flip that switch?
What if that 1 person is your mother? What if the 5 people committed a crime?
And then you can stack up, well, what if it's 10 people? What if it's 1,000 people? Are we now saying that all life is equal? Like all insects, all mammals, all birds, all fish, all human beings, all cats, all dogs. Every life is just as equal as every other life, and thus just reducing number of lives that get taken. If the taking of life is the most important part, then that is advocating for all vegans to murder their non-vegan family members. Because your non-vegan family members are killing multiple animals every single day. We can't let that continue. So if they're not going to be vegan, then we might as well take them out because they're causing more suffering.
We
right?
can say that this is the most ethical thing to do up and down, but is it the most realistic? Are we proposing a solution? Again, let's go back to the same thing. Are we proposing a solution or are we arguing philosophy?
You know what? I'm vegan and I'm going to selectively breed cats to become omnivorous and lose hunting instincts. Yes, some will get sick, but I want omnivorous cats. And if it's an omnivore, it can be vegan. I'm a select for a longer snout, flatter molars, and lose instincts.
Good luck with that. Here we have someone completely intent on breeding the carnivore out of a cat. In order to make this happen, you would have to have every single person in the world who has a cat, and somehow, all the cats living out on the streets in the world, get them to eat vegan over hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years. Even then, we as humans have been consuming meat for thousands of years. Have we bred the herbivore out of us?
Creative. I like where your head's at, but not a real world solution.
No. And lastly, you two are really sick people pushing your unnatural diet on an animal that is in no way designed for a plant-based diet. It's amusing how you scoured the internet to find anything that remotely agrees with you while ignoring biology. Your cats should be taken away from you. You two are really sick. As an animal lover and rescuer, I wish I knew where you lived so I could call the SPCA on you. You are abusing those animals. He thinks we're feeding our cats a vegan diet.
It's really hard to come to that conclusion if you've actually watched the video.
It's so funny. People comment and they don't even bother to watch the video.
I think this person really just wanted to leave an angry comment on a vegan channel. Had no intention of watching the video.
They're in agreement with us, except they don't know it yet.
Very knee-jerky in this current social media society. People just go, you actually might agree with a vegan.
So guys, again, thank you so much for all your insight, your feedback, your comments, for inspiring more curiosity. And if you like this video and you want to hit that thumbs up button, we'd surely appreciate it. And if you haven't yet, subscribe.
Make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time we put out a new video.
Follow us on Etsy and Instagram and Facebook. And a massive thank you to all of our Patreon patrons. Thank you so much for continuing to support our channel and what we do.
And if you like what we do and you want to become a Patreon patron, you can do that thing. The link is in the description. Bye.
What if people were really serious about, like, what if they wanted a world devoid of carnivores? Wouldn't all herbivores die then too? That's what happens when you get hypothetical scenarios.
I have an idea. How about we take the largest group of herbivores on the planet and get them all to eat plants? There's like 8 billion herbivores just in the human population alone.
Gracie May, what are you doing?
How is this comfortable?
Are you okay?
You got the, oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I put your whisk up.
Me got the.